What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Wager Zone podcast, and we are back for another UFC breakdown, guys. Yesterday we killed it on LFA. We went 10-4 in total of the fights, 4 wrong, 10 right. We cashed out. We won most of our bets. So yeah, guys, we cashed out on LFA. So let's roll that momentum over to UFC the next day, and let's do really good on this card as well, guys. So I'm gonna break down this card, do it the same exact way. First off, guys, this is your first video watching, like the video, subscribe to the page, come back every single day, guys. I do soccer, I do NBA, I'm gonna do Super Bowl later on tonight. I'm gonna have all different types of bets, and I do all different types of MMA breakdowns if you guys just like MMA by itself. And also, guys, I'm going to be giving you guys my picks. I used to go through the whole entire card and just say, all right, I'm going to put parlays here, breakdowns here. But now, guys, I'm just going to give you my picks on the fights, and then check out the description. In the description, I will have all of my bets, what I'm going to be taking. So make sure you look at the description, and I update it as the fights go. All right, guys, let's get right into this card. The first fight of the night is going to be Quinlan's. I think it's Salkiid taking on Jousset. And I'm taking Quinlan, guys. I think Quinlan is one of these guys that went to a UFC event when he was younger, and when he was just like, hey, I like this, I'm gonna start training. So he just went to a gym, and hey, he made it to the UFC. He does kind of some things that are not technically right, but he seems like he's knocking people out. He's made it to the UFC. They're giving him a big shot in Australia, in his hometown. Or I think he's from Perth, actually. So he's going to be in his home country, but not his hometown. And he's going to guy against Jousset, where I don't believe this guy even should be in the UFC. Maybe he might prove me wrong in this one, but I don't want to sound like an asshole or anything, guys, but India has not produced any good UFC fighters. Every single time there's a fighter from India, I usually bet against them because they don't have the right gyms out there. They don't have a really good team to be training with. If you look at the Olympics, like I said, I'm not trying to be mean, but if you look at the Olympics, almost every single time the Olympics come around, either winter or summer, India is always almost dead last in the medal count, because they don't really have a lot of sports and a lot of training over there in gyms. They don't really focus on that like a lot of other countries. And Australia is a fighting country where Quinlan has just wanted to do this his whole life, and somewhere where Jousset, I feel like he might have just picked this up later on. And if we just go skill for skill, I just think Quinlan is just the better fighter. I think he's going to keep this fight standing up and end up knocking out Jousset. So give me Quinlan for the first fight of the night. The second fight of the night is going to be Jonathan, I think it's Mikhalf, taking on Jousset, and I'm taking Jousset, guys. I like Jousset. I've liked him since he came into the UFC. He's one of these guys that fight out of city kickboxing, but he's a judo fighter, so it's kind of like the black sheep inside the whole gym. He trains with all those city kickboxers, so his striking and his Muay Thai is getting so much better, and his kickboxing is getting so much better, to where a guy in Jonathan Mikhalf is going to try to take him down. I do not believe that's going to be able to happen. He tries to take him down with a lot of clinch control, and Jousset, being a judoka, he's going to go over there and be not going to be able to get taken down in the clinch, in my opinion. And I think Jousset is going to end up, if anybody gets a takedown, it's going to be Jousset. Also, I think his striking is better as well. So give me Jousset to win this fight. It's going to be Rong taking on Cody Steele, and this is one of my favorite young prospects, so I'm going to be taking Cody Steele for this one. Cody Steele has been in the jiu-jitsu game for a long time. If you watch any of these jiu-jitsu tournaments or grappling tournaments, you know who Cody Steele is. This guy is very strong, very good jiu-jitsu. He's getting his hands, and his hands are coming in very clean. He has good power in his hands. But I do believe in this fight, Rong is not going to be able to stop his takedown, and Cody Steele might land a couple shots on top, be patient, get that takedown, and end up submitting Rong on the floor, because his jiu-jitsu is just way levels above. So give me Cody Steele to win this fight. This is going to be Colby Thickness taking on Alexandre Topuria. This is going to be the champion, Ilia Topuria's brother. And I've watched Alexandre Topuria. He's going to be, I think he's the older brother. I think he's a little bit older than Ilia Topuria, but Alexander's really dope too, guys. This guy's been knocking people out. Yes, has he fought a lot of trash cans recently, and he's been knocking them out though. He's been looking levels above, and he's doing what he's supposed to. So I'm gonna be hopping on this Topuria hype train. The brother, I was on the first Topuria hype train. Now I'm on the Alexandre Topuria's hype train. I don't know if I think this guy's gonna be a top 5 fighter one day, like I thought about his brother, but he's going against Colby Thickness, where I do believe he wins this fight. I think he wins this fight via knockout. So give me Topuria to win this one. All right, guys, it's going to be Wayne Kong taking on Bruna Brazil. And, guys, I was a big fan of Wayne Kong. Last time, I bet her first 2 UFC fights. We cashed the first one. And the second one, she was winning the fight, and then she got knocked out. I was very surprised. But this one, I think she's going to be very patient and stop playing around as much as she was, because she was just very confident, maybe overconfident against these girls. And she ended up getting knocked down and getting caught. And I think it's Bruna Brazil. The only way Bruna Brazil wins this fight, she gets her down to the floor. And I think Wayne Kong's takedown defense is good enough to stop Bruna Brazil's takedowns. And if you're talking about the striking, Wayne Kong's striking is levels above her. I think she has a chance to end up knocking out Bruna. Bruna Brazil's striking is not there. Wayne Kong has actually beat Valentina Shevchenko in the actual striking kickboxing match. So Wayne Kong's striking is legit. And if you watch the the face-offs, guys. Kong always comes in as the Joker, face painting it all. Bruno Brazil came in as Batman, so this is like Batman versus Joker right now. So this is gonna be a dope fight. Both these girls are playing into the games that they're mind games are going against each other. So give me Kong. I think she can win this fight via knockout. All right, guys, this is gonna be a fight with Tom Nolan taking on, I'm just gonna call him Slava Claus. If you guys know Borshchev. I'm gonna be taking Tom Nolan. Sorry guys, I'm gonna be taking Slava Claus. I'm taking Borshchev. I think this guy has the better striking. I think it's gonna be a tit for tat striking back and forth. And I just think Borshchev has a better counter striking, where Tom Nolan's probably going to be pushing the pressure and Borshchev's going to end up landing one of those hard counter strikes. Borshchev has a hard chin and he can take a strike as well. And I just think that all the people that beat Borshchev are the guys that end up taking him down. But if you end up trying to strike a Borshchev, that's not a good thing. And Tom Nolan's going to try to do that. Tom Nolan fought against Bogdan Grad, the guy we saw last week, where Bogdan Grad we saw has lots of skills, and it seems like that was a good win. But if you look at it, Bogdan Grad fights at 145 and Tom Nolan fights at 155, and they fought in the Contender Series, and Tom Nolan is 6'3" and Bogdan Grad is like 5'6". So what does that even mean? It seems like Tom Nolan was fighting lower level competition, smaller guys to get up to this level. Now I just think he's gonna be fighting against a guy that can strike just as good as him in Borshchev, and he's gonna end up getting caught with the counter strike and might end up getting knocked out. So give me Slava Claus. I'm taking Borshchev to win this fight. The next fight's gonna be Jack Jenkins taking on Gabriel Santos. And guys, I don't have the best read on this one. Gabriel Santos is probably gonna try to take the fight to the floor and hold top control, get some submissions, land some ground and pound. But I just think Jack Jenkins, he might be able to stop the takedowns, but I don't know. I don't have the best read on it. Jack Jenkins got taken down by Herbert Burns, and that's kind of a scary thing. But this fight stays standing up. I'm going to be taking Jack Jenkins. I think he could end up winning a striking battle, but I can't tell you if he's going to be able to, guys. This is going to be a 50-50 fight. If you're asking me for my pick, it's probably going to be a dog or pass. Either take Jack Jenkins or just pass in this fight total, because you don't want to be taking that minus 240, 250 ticket on Gabriel Santos, and Jack Jenkins has a lot of ways of winning this fight. So to me, it's dog or pass. I'm not sure if I'm going to be making a bet on this fight, and I'm a fan of Jack Jenkins, so I don't want to be biased on this one, but Gabriel Santos could win this fight as well. So, all right, but the pick, I guess, guys, I'm taking Jack Jenkins, but I'm not really confident in it. This fight's gonna be Jake Matthews taking on Francisco Prado, and this one, guys, I want to take Jake Matthews. I really do. Jake Matthews, I've been a fan of him since he was very young in the UFC. I've been watching the UFC for a while, and I remember when Jake Matthews was this young prospect, and it seems like he just hasn't got to that point where we all thought he was going to get to. But he's still a really good fighter, really good grappling, he has decent striking. But honestly, guys, this one, I can't put my money behind him at a minus 245. The bet I'm going to be going with this one, guys, I'm looking at the over 2.5. I think this fight goes to decision. Maybe fight goes the distance is going to be the play. But Jake Matthews has a chin. I don't think Prado ends up knocking him out. And Jake Matthews, I don't think he has the power to knock out Prado. He might take him down, but I don't think he's going to submit him either. I think this is a good fight, a good line to go for the over 2.5 or fight to go to decision. So that's probably going to be the line I'm looking at. But like I said, check the description out and I'll see what I'm going to be picking. But that, for right now in the video, I think I'm going to be taking fight goes the distance. It's going to be a fight between Jimmy Crute versus Rodolfo Bellato, and I'm going to be taking Jimmy Crute. This fight to me comes down to which Jimmy Crute we get. If we get the Jimmy Crute that we all watched when he first came into the UFC before he blew his leg out or blew his knee out, the one that actually wanted to fight, Jimmy Crute's gonna win this fight. This man's a dog. This man can grapple. This man can strike. This man has it. It's more the mental. Is Jimmy Crute really want to fight? He's taken 2 years off because he retired, and now he's saying he wants to fight again. And I'm telling you, Jimmy Crute has all the skills, but if he can just get his mental right, then he can be a top 5 light heavyweight in the world. But if it's not, guys, if he is not there, Rodolfo Bellato is going to land some hard strikes, take him down, maybe submit him, or end up knocking him out, guys. But the pick is going to be Jimmy Crute. Like I said, if he is there, if Jimmy Crute, the one that we saw coming up when he was younger, is in this fight, he's going to win this fight. He's probably going to end up winning this fight in spectacular fashion. So, all right, guys, that's going to be the pick. Jimmy Crute, I'm taking him. I'm more on that. I think he's back, and I think he's going to have his mind behind him this time. All right, guys, for this next fight, it's going to be Justin Tafa taking on Texeira. And this is a heavyweight fight where you might not want to have too much money in because someone is going to sleep. If you want to add an under to your parlay, maybe it's possible, but I'm taking Texeira, guys. I think this guy is very tall, and I don't think Justin Tafa is going to be able to reach the chin as much, as fast as he normally would with someone the same height. I think Texeira is going to pick him apart on the outside and land some hard shots and end up knocking out Justin Tafa. Justin Tafa is getting up there in age, and it seems like his speed and his mainly his speed, and he can't get to the punch as quick as he used to. And I do believe Charleston is one of these young fighters that just got into the UFC is going to end up putting him to sleep. Like I said, it's a 50-50 fight. Maybe not one you want to have too much money on because any of these guys can end up getting knocked out. But I'm picking Talus and Texeira to get to the punch first and knocking out Justin Tafa. Co-main event is going to be Zhang Weili taking on Tatiana Suarez. And guys, I went back and forth on this fight all week. Very good fight, very competitive fight. I'm taking Tatiana Suarez. I'm taking her. I think she's going to end up winning, being the champion. I think she's going to be able to get the takedowns and hold top control for the whole 5 rounds, win a decision, or end up submitting Zhang Weili later on in the fight. Zhang Weili got taken down 2 or 3 times, I can't remember which one it was, by Rose Namajunas. Rose held the top control, she couldn't get back up, and if Tatiana gets a hold of her, she's not getting back up, guys, at all. Tatiana is one of the best grapplers, probably the best women's grappler with wrestling and jiu-jitsu put together. I know Mackenzie Dern's probably the best jiu-jitsu girl in UFC, but with putting everything together with wrestling as well, Tatiana's the best. She is probably the female American Khabib. Tatiana, this girl, is probably the uncrowned champion. People have been saying she's gonna be champion for a while. She's from out here where I'm from. She trains at Team Millennial in Rancho Cucamonga. I've known about this girl for so long. I know people that have actually trained with her or been at the same gym as her. So it's kind of wild that she's actually made it to this point. I remember those people telling me, dude, Tatiana's gonna be a champion one day. And guys, look, she's finally made it. I think Tatiana's gonna win this title. I think she's gonna end up getting top control, holding the landing ground and pound, holding top control for the good 5 rounds, or end up getting a submission victory. So give me Tatiana Suarez to be the new champion of the UFC. All right, guys, this fight's gonna be Dricus du Plessis taking on Sean Strickland. And guys, this one scares me a lot because this is a really close fight, the first one. I know some people that thought Sean Strickland won. I know some people that thought Dricus won. I'm a big fan of both these guys. I like them both. One's very respectful and talks shit kind of very intelligently, and the other one's a fucking white boy that just be saying the most random, craziest stuff. And I like it. I like both these guys really a lot. But guys, I think the play I'm looking at is I'm gonna end up taking Dricus du Plessis to retain his title and for the over 2.5 to hit. That comes out to plus money. I think this fight ends up going to decision, but I'm going to be taking Dricus du Plessis to win this fight and over 2.5. I'm putting that together. It's coming out to plus money. I don't want to take Dricus at the minus 218 because I think Sean could win this fight, but if you're going to give me some plus money, because I do think the over hits as well, plus Dricus wins, I'm taking that at plus money, and I'm taking Dricus du Plessis to win this fight via decision in another dog fight. And all right, guys, that is it for today's video. Like the video, subscribe to the page, come back every single day, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with some more NFL, the Super Bowl breakdowns, NBA breakdowns. I have more soccer coming out. Stay tuned, watch all of my videos. And all right, guys, I'm out of here. Let's cash today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.